Welcome back to Footstock 101 by myself Leithall in association with FootstockHub. Today we're going to take our first look into the contest part of Footstock. Now this is probably the most important part of the whole platform. I think this is the place where everything was based off of. Everything evolves around these fantasy football based contests that go on and allow us to win cash prizes. Before we go any further in this video, remember that Footstock is a gambling platform, so you have to be 18 plus and from the UK. Remember to always be gamble aware. By now we know the different tabs that we have on the left hand side here. We've got the contest tab, and as we drop that down you've then got 3 pages you can actually navigate to. Upcoming, entered and finished. Now these are all quite self-explanatory. We'll come to upcoming in just a second, but first of all you've got entered. These are only tournaments that you're currently entered into. They're in progress at the moment. You can see your entries, track them, see how your teams are getting on, go into them, see the leaderboard in general. In my case, scroll right to the bottom to see your particular team you've got entered. You can see the scores the players have got, the players you've still got to play, and track everything from within there. And it shows you, like I said, all the tournaments you're currently entered into. You've then got finished tournaments, again, very self-explanatory. I think by default it's set to be like this, but for me, when looking at finished tournaments, I want to look at what I entered into personally. So you can use these filters to show only the tournaments you're entered into, track where you finished, any money you might have made, and obviously look at the leaderboards overall. In terms of virtuals, you can watch the games back. And in terms of real life, you can see any player scores that they did rack up. Now, of course, the most important is going to be upcoming tournaments. At first glance, there can be a lot of information to take in, and it is a lot to get through, but when you understand it, it all becomes a little bit more streamlined. You've got the contest name first of all here. More and more different types of contests have been recently added to spice things up, to give lots of different ways to play Footstock. But we've always been used to a gold, silver and a bronze tournament. They're the 3 base tournaments. On top of that, we've had the addition of single players, 2-player tournaments. Of course, we always have the free rolls. We've got trio tournaments that go on for a month. The requirements will always explain what is required in any given tournament, but hopefully the name of the contest should generally point you in the right direction. Next, you've got the dates that any contest will be taking place at any point. We've always got this 100k free roll across the top here, as it's in progress and it's going throughout the whole season. Some tournaments will go over a couple of days, some will just be 1-day tournaments, and we've even got single match contests as well that we can actually see by going up here and showing single contest as well. But these are turned off by default because there are so many of them. There are 3 different tournaments for each game that's going on in the Premier League, and they're basically gold, silver, bronze. You then see the total amount of current entries into these tournaments. There are 2,552 in the 100k free roll at the moment. The numbers of the Sunday contests are quite low at the moment because we're midway through Saturday. Some people like to leave it until the last hour to get into these tournaments because the deadline is the kickoff of the first game involved in that tournament. So for example, tomorrow I believe Chelsea kick off at midday. So that will be the deadline, and therefore people want to wait to see the lineups of that first game because it gives you a little bit of advantage. You can make sure that your players from that first game are definitely going to be starting. We've then got the My Entries column that shows you the maximum amount of entries you're allowed in any given tournament and the amount that you're currently entered into. And then you've got the starting time of the rest of these tournaments here. You've then got the entry fee to enter into any given tournament, followed by the prize pool for any tournament. Now, when these are first entered onto the website by Footstock, they're given a minimum prize pool that will always be matched by Footstock. However, as the entries stack up and surpass this value, the prize pool will continue to grow. So this is definitely not the final prize pool. You don't see that until the deadline. If you're new to Footstock and are watching these beginner guides and have just signed up, then in that case you'll also have some beginner tournaments that are available to you for a certain amount of time after you sign up. And these beginner tournaments are great to get involved with early on because only people that have been signed up for a certain amount of time can enter them, meaning that you've got quite a level playing field to a certain extent. You don't have any Footstock veterans getting involved with unlimited collections that you can't keep up with. But those contests that are only available to people early on are really great to get involved with. Other than that, we recommend that generally you keep to these bronze tournaments that are only £1 entry fees, and of course the free rolls, as it costs you nothing to enter them, and the prize pots are a few £100. Great to just learn the ropes, understand the requirements, and work from there. Contests are the most important part of Footstock, but also in some ways the hardest to get your head around, so it will come with time, and that's why we recommend you keep to the free roll tournaments. So that is going to be it for the first video, but if you've watched this one, you definitely need to watch the next video, because there's lots of information that we haven't covered, and a lot of these requirements, etc., make more sense when you're actually building a team. And it all comes together as you're doing it on this new interface. So hope you did enjoy this video. If you did, give it a like, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next instalment of Footstock 101.